Hello, and welcome to the University of Pittsburgh iLab user training. This training is for any users who will be requesting projects or services and or reservations from a core within iLab. As a Pitt user, you will be able to log in to iLab by accessing the new URL, which is pit.ilab.agilent.com. You will use the first option here, which is sign in using Pitt credentials. If that is chosen, that will direct you to the Pitt passport page where you will enter in that username and password. If you are an existing iLab user, you will click submit. That'll take you directly into iLab. However, if you are new and have not registered previously with iLab, you will follow the same steps here. However, it will take you to the iLab registration process where you will enter in information along the lines of phone number, title, whether you're a grad student, whatever position you do have. You'll also choose your PI lab group that you are part of. Every user in iLab must be a part of a PI lab or group in order to have access. Once your access is granted by that PI, you will then be able to log into iLab. Once you do log in, if you do have an account, as mentioned, that'll take you directly into iLab. For example, we are directed to the cytometry facility. You'll see on the right-hand side, there are a few different tabs across the top. The first tab we'll talk about is about our core. Each core has the ability to update this page and provide information to you as the user about their core. As we scroll through, we'll see a section for overview of services, leadership information, their hours of operation and their location, as well as any additional core contacts for you. As we come back up to the top, the next tab we're going to talk about is the Schedule Equipment tab. So cores use this. If there are instruments, equipment, a user can reserve time on. For example here, cytometry facility has 3 separate sections. If we open up those sections or categories, we'll be able to see the equipment listed. As a user, in order to schedule time on a particular instrument, you will go ahead and choose that instrument. You can click on the name or click View Schedule. This will take us to the calendar for that particular instrument. This one, we'll see we have a blue box. So the core is indicating the days and times you are able to schedule. Some cores will also list when you can schedule as unassisted or if they are available for assisted use on the equipment. There's also a red line here that's indicating current day and time. You will want to schedule after that red line. And to schedule, you will find the day and the time. We'll go to Thursday. We will click and drag. Once that is released, that will take us directly to what is called the reservation details page. Here you have a few different options. You can include event notes. So if there's any notes you need to provide for this particular reservation, that can be done here. You can update the day and time of the reservation if that's needed. You can view the use and the cost. So we'll see the duration, the effective rate, and the total amount. Next, we have the payment information. Here you will choose the account number that you are charging for this reservation. These are assigned to you by your PI. So if you have an account number that you do not see here, you will need to reach out to your PI to get that assigned to you. Next is the option to include a reference code. So if this applies to you, you can click in this box and you can type in that reference code number, choose it from the list, and then you can go ahead and move on. And the last step for you as a user is to save the reservation. We are in a live course, so I will not be saving. However, if I do click save, that will take us back to the calendar and you will see that reservation listed here. A couple of other options before we move on. Up in the upper right-hand corner, if the core does allow it, you can receive cancellation notifications, meaning if there is a particular day and time somebody has already reserved, you can receive a notification if that user does cancel their reservation. You also have the ability to use the arrow option to go forward if you need to schedule a week or two in advance. And you can also review or view the calendar details for more information on the calendar. Here we can see the different usage types. So we have unassisted, when that time is available, as well as the hourly rate, and similar for the assisted use. We also have event color codes. So if you are wondering what those mean, those are listed here. In order to get back to the core, you will click the core name in the upper left-hand corner. This will take us back to the Schedule Equipment tab. And as I mentioned, we are in a live core as well as your live site in Pitt. So what we'll do, our next tab we're going to talk about is request services. So we're going to move on to a different core to review that. And you'll see this core particularly just allows services or projects to be requested. The Request Service tab, as mentioned, will include projects that the core offers, as well as a service list of all those different services that they offer as well. In the service list, you'll see the name of the service. Over on the right-hand side, you may see the pricing. As you scroll through the different pricing, if they don't show the pricing, that would be listed blank here. If the core would allow you to request a particular service, there would be a request service button here, similar to what we see up here at the top. The project request, this is just going to list possible consultation, training requests, things like that. The Luminex core offers a project request. So what we'll do today is we will click request service. This will take us to the forms and request details page. Again, not all cores are the same. Some cores may require you to fill out a form prior to submitting that. We'll see here, there is a project form that is required. You will also see next to questions a red star. So that's going to indicate which fields or questions are required. As you go through and choose that information and scroll down to the bottom, there'll be more information. They may have milestones and or services already assigned to this particular project. As we keep going, there is a cost section. Some cores may provide a quote or a cost, projected cost up front that would be listed here. And then we'll also see a payment information section similar to what we saw on the reservation side. You would then choose that account number as well as a reference code if necessary. Once that is done, you will click the Submit Request to Core. That would then go to the core. The core admin would be notified of your request, and then they will review it and reach out at that time. Okay, for today, we'll go ahead and cancel that. Again, we are in a live core. And then the next tab we are going to discuss is the View My Requests. So if you did submit a project request or a request in general, that would be listed here. You have the ability to review the request, different options along those lines. The last tab we will talk about is the Contact Us. So if you have any questions, concerns for the core, you have the ability to type in that question, concern here, and click Submit, and then that would be directed to the core contact that will review those questions or concerns. Okay. And last item to discuss today is our help dashboard. And to access that, upper right-hand corner is the help button next to your name. That will take us to the dashboard. The dashboard, there is quite a few different options here. The first one is our help site. So if you need help with any, how to create a reservation, things like that, you can see the different options here. So as a user, you have the option to view the using a core. Again, if you want to view your reservations or how to schedule equipment, there are different options here. Those will include step-by-step instructions with screenshots, different options there to help you if necessary. Back to the help dashboard, you also have the ability to view some iLab webinars that there's quite a few over a number of topics that can be viewed. So we have, for example, the iLab basic functionalities, few different options in there. And if you are having issues with iLab, for example, a bug, something doesn't seem right, you have the ability to contact iLab. There is a chat now option as well as submit a ticket. If you need to provide a recording or screenshots, you can use the submit ticket option and our support team will get back to you. And that does conclude the University of Pittsburgh iLab user training.